The Philippines are composed of 7,000 islands with 100 million of inhabitants in 2016. It's a parliamentary democracy and it's a Catholic country with a very strong influence in political life. The, the Philippines are part of the Asian Tigers. They represent the 33rd largest economy in the world with a 6.1% growth rate, the second fastest economy in Asia after China. The agricultural sector is preeminent. 70% of the population depends on it, and they have main crops like tobacco, coconuts, and
We are
banana.
going to focus on Philip Morris Fortune Tobacco Corporation. Established in 2010, the joint venture company between Philip Morris Manufacturing Incorporation and Fortune Tobacco Corporation is started. Pmftc is the world's biggest tobacco company. They own 6 of the 15 leading cigarette brands and own 70% of the Philippine market in 2012. Because the tobacco is known to be a major deforestation actor, they started to have a reforestation project in LA, Union, and Yoko to protect the environment. The corporation is putting pressure to reduce taxes on tobacco on the government because it affects their business. PMFTC implies circumvent
Let's
of the
analyze the
law to earn
investment
money.
in corporation social responsibility activities as a tool to circumvent the law for the corporation. In 1990s, tobacco industry introduced CSR policies, which are the strategy to prevent effective government regulation on tobacco. The tobacco companies are trying to avoid the legislation by offering voluntary forms of corporate governance. For instance, Philip Morris in 2004, they had a new name, Altria. The goal was to erase the deadly business practices image to what they are associated for the customer's memory in order to give a better image of the company. They used the international CSR standards to report their activities and increase their public profiles, engaging philanthropic activities and new smoking prevention program. The World Health Organization considers that the CSR activities are another form of advertising promotion and sponsorship. It's a way for PMFTC to reach kids and another targeted population. On the other hand, the corporation offers now support to hunger and poverty eradication, education, and disaster assistance. In the Philippines, the self-promoting CSR programs of the corporation are even more transparent. The president of the corporation, Chris Nelson, appeared on the cover of a local newspaper. The article tried to convince how important is the company growth for the Filipinos economy. They also talk about the Golden Leaf Awards, they incentive in order to convince journalists to promote their interest. In fact, it was a paid advertisement. Even if nothing was showed, it was an ad. Yet, there is a ban on tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorship. The company gave a $16 million donation for the Philippine Red Cross in 2009. Even if it's a good action, it hides the dark use of the CSR from multinational companies. The world's first ever assessment of tobacco interference in government reveals that the company invests huge money on CSR activities to circumvent the law, regulating their business, and gain access to public officials in charge of implementing tobacco control policies. The profit used for CSR activities come from selling a deadly product. It's not ethical and seen as corruption. We have tried to find solutions against corruption and breaking of the law. The first solution is the use of technology and social media. The social media is the first used in the Philippines in 2012, enabled to catch dozens of tax invaders and smugglers after the 6 first months. The World Bank launched an app where you can upload any file that can denounce fraudulent and corrupt acts. They can share information between countries. They should be a public registry containing all the public contract information about the company present in the country. The involvement of citizens is necessary to participate audits, and it will be more transparency and efficiency. In the Philippines, there is a real use of social media and network to help the COI, Commission on Audit. They should inspire from organizations that are already using technology to detect and deter corruption like in Europe with organized crime and corruption reporting projects. All these actions are not risk-free. Government regulate access to internet. They can also try to censor anti-corruption action, especially
Second
when it
solution
affects their
we were
revenue or
thinking
price.
about
Is the involvement of the board in anti-corruption compliance and ethic codes. The pressure to generate growth keeps many managers far from problems on fraud, bribery, or corruption. Board and senior management acknowledge the risk for their businesses. And then, some companies are protecting themselves well. Against these issues, they exercise their audit right on third parties. The companies with a strong ethic codes consistently punish unethical behavior. They give information to the employees about the existing risks. In Germany, they even audit the effectiveness of their compliance function. Those that are the most successful in protecting their businesses focus on identifying and addressing key risks by taking steps such as conducting third-party checks. To conduct these checks efficiently, companies leverage available technologies such as forensic data analysis. To conclude, Pmftc is an unethical company using stratagems to circumvent the law with the use of CSR activity. The first person responsible for corruption are the companies, and second are the governments, which are closing their eyes on what happened in exchange of bribes. Even if it exists ways to fight corruption, stricter rules must be settled by international and local organizations in order to give sanctions. The most important part is now the implement of the solution existing already against corruption and to make them efficient through the joint work of government, companies, and population.